It was around 4 years ago at this time that I started building this bandsaw. It took me a little over a year to finish it though, because I kind of got bogged down in the middle and lost my focus. After I had it finished, I did a detailed website article, and the link to that is in the description. What I want to do today is I want to kind of take it apart a little bit, because I've got a new belt to put on. When I redid my table saw, I ordered enough of this link belt to put on this as well. And I also want to investigate the noise that's happening recently. I'll just turn it on, and it's kind of a thumping noise, so I want to have a look and see what the problem is there. Well, the first thing is to take the fence off and put that over here. And I've often gotten questions about the dust collection and how effective it is. You see the table on the saw is very clean. There's some dust over here, but I think that's mostly from the stuff that floats around from the table saw and the other operations. All of the dust that comes from this saw gets pulled down and winds up down here in this box down the bottom here. Now the box is held in place by this keeper here. It's similar to the one on the top of my heated cabinet, and it just hooks over the bottom frame there. And you can see it's quite deep, and I've got some dust in it, and I'm just going to dump that out and have a look. There you can see. Next thing is to open the cover, and there's a little catch up here on the top, and then the cover swings open, like so. Well, now I've got the cover off, I'm going to start it up to see if there's anything that I can see that's causing that noise up here. I can see that the noise has stopped with the cover open, and now I can tell where the noise is coming from. There's a scuff mark on the inside of my blade guard where the outside of the wheel, at least the rubber that covers the wheel, has been contacting it and making that noise. Yeah, here it is right here. Obviously I need to make some adjustment there. The tolerances are very tight in here, so I should cut down this guard a little bit more so it clears the wheel better. Now the next thing I need to do is take the blade off, and to do that, to change the blade on this saw, the corner of the table, the entire corner comes out. So I've got a little bit of a wing nut and bolt that keeps this edge in line here. It's going to undo that. Then I've got another one over here that keeps that tightly in place, and then it can just slide out. Now, one problem is this gap here fills with sawdust, so I'm actually going to turn the saw on and let it kind of saw through it. Hopefully I don't pull the blade off. There it goes. This is the bottom blade guide, and below that is the chute that directs the sawdust out, and on that I have a strip of rubber. But what the rubber does is it kind of seals up the gap so that the sawdust will go out into the bin easier. To increase or decrease the tension on the blade, I've got a crank on the side here, and this is from an old table saw. And you turn it this way to increase the tension, and turn it that way to take the tension off. And then I can take the blade off. The pulleys and the belt are behind this bottom wheel, behind this cover back here. To get at them, I need to remove the lower wheel. Let's tighten it. That's not good. Now with the bolts removed, I should be able to pull the wheel off. And there it goes. Okay, to get this cover off, I've got some sheet metal screws here, and I'm just going to remove those. Okay, I've got the screws removed, and the way this works is this cover is split. Originally it went on, it slid down over the shaft, and then I made this piece to fit in here, and there are two screws holding it on the bottom, and then there's a kind of a clip on the back here. So I should be able to just slide that out, like so, making a noise. That up there, and then I don't want to take the table off. All I want to do is get at this belt. So I don't know if I can turn this and then try to bend this around. It doesn't look like I can. Looks like I'm going to have to take the table off. All right. So now I can finally, hopefully, I'll just turn this sideways here. It should come up. Am I missing something here? Or? Am I supposed to be able to come up? Here we go. Just gotta bend it a little bit, that's all. There we go. Now to take the tension off the belt, I need to take the back cover off. And that's just held on with a few screws. A couple on the other side. And then that should just come off. The way to release the tension on the belt is to loosen this screw. And that allows the motor to pivot up and down. Like so. While I'm back here, I thought I would show how I did the tension mechanism for the blade. The way this works is the upper wheel is fixed, it only tilts, it doesn't go up and down. The tension is put on the blade by raising and lowering this carriage here with the wheel attached. To do that, I've got the front gearbox of a mini grinder, and that's connected to this crank on the side that we saw earlier, and it turns this threaded rod up and down to raise and lower the carriage. Now I can remove the old belt and put a new one on. Alright, well, I got the belt on, I plugged the saw back in again, and I'm going to turn it on to see if there are any problems. And it's running smoothly. Works a lot better. The reason why I put this belt on is because I was getting a lot of vibration with the other belt. So these, I know from using it on my table saw, are a big improvement over these ones. Now all I need to do now is get it all back together, but I'm not going to show that. That's fairly it's just the same thing in reverse, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it together. I will show how I'm going to fix this guard though. I trimmed about 1/8 of an inch off, and now I'll just put it in, put the screw back in, and try it out. I got the guard put back in, and I close the cover, and I put the dust bin back on. I'm going to turn it on and see how it sounds. It's a lot smoother, no knocking sound, and there's a lot less vibration. It's good. It's just to do a cut with it to see how it works. Well, the cut came out pretty good, and the belt didn't slip, and that's what I was looking for. Motor in this is just 1 horsepower. That may be a little bit underpowered for this size saw, but I'm not cutting huge pieces of wood and trying to push it to its limits. It gets the work done that I need to get done.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, I'm not fooling. There will be bad language, and now is your chance to get out if you're one of those people that is offended by words that are bad. So, goodbye. I don't want to hear it in the comments. So, last week I happened to mention, being human and all, that something annoyed me. And I got a few comments from people saying that I guess they don't appreciate that, me saying that something annoys me, especially something that you all do. So I came up with a top 10 list of things that annoy me here in the workshop. Okay, number 10. My favorite time to work in the shop is right after I've cleaned it up. Number 9. Finding the tool I couldn't find only after an hour searching. That's where it was. And a trip to the hardware store to buy another one. Number 8. Having every kind of fastener imaginable except the one I need right now. Number 7. On the last stroke while sharpening a chisel, it drops like a lawn dart to the concrete floor below. Damn it. Number 6. Being backlit. Number 5. Not being able to have the radio on while doing this. Number 4. Even though it's warmed up outside, it's still damn cold in here. Number 3. Talking to a camera that's not recording. Number 2. Getting the project finished only to find that it's 2 sizes too small. And the number 1 annoyance here in my shop is getting wood shavings tangled in my chest hair.